Welcome to my first tutorial. I'll be showing you how to make the vampire crown. These are the materials. Please screenshot the template that is about to appear. You'll definitely need it. So we're going to start off with the beads at the bottom of the templates. So it will be that crystal kind of looking bead and the 4 beads that are at the bottom of the template. You'll want to measure these, see how long they are, or like the length, and you'll want to times that by 10. Of course, it'll vary depending on what size beads you have, but mine were 3.5 centimeters, which times by 10, that is 35 centimeters. As you can see, that is 2.5 with just the beads, and with that it becomes 3.5. Again, you will need the template for this. This tutorial will be very hard without it. There will be a link in the description for both of the materials and the template, but you can also screenshot it if you'd like. So here's me just writing down, yeah, because I thought it was going to be in time for me voiceovering, but you know, I kind of panicked and just told you. So what I'm going to do is, my wire is super thin compared to what I'm going to dub as bracelet beads. So what I'm doing is I'm actually doubling the length, and I'm also adding a little extra. You will need to add a bit of extra wire. I'm doubling it so the wire can be thicker. So yeah, just straighten it out, and I'm gonna start twisting it, but first I need to check it's 35, and then I'm going to see how much extra wire I have, and I'll just bend that. As you can see there, I've bent the extra wire. And now I'm gonna start twisting it. Will it show up on the screen? Oh look, there it is. Lovely, lovely job. And do a little speed up. And check that your bead fits on it, of course. Do more twisting until you meet the little bend you did to show where the extra wire is. And then here you want to cut out 20 bits of wire. Make sure these pieces are super long. Mine were, I believe, 23 centimeters. Yeah, you can see I'm measuring it there. And yeah, there's 20 of those. Just make sure that they're long enough for your crown. You want to take 2 of them and line them up. Make sure you have a lot at the top, and you want to twist that around your base wire. Leave a bit at the end. You don't want to do it right at the end, and you'll see why a little later. But yeah, just twist it around the wire as I'm demonstrating. And you can use pliers for this bit. I did use pliers near the end to try and like flatten it down a little bit. just so it's not as noticeable when you're when you've completed it and you're spray painting it. Sorry, I'm improvising and I'm crappy at that, so bear with me. And you want to take 4 of your bracelet beads, or the beads that are on the bottom of the template, and you want 4 of them, and you're going to thread them on the long end of your base wire. So you'll have that. Now you want to get one of the crystal looking beads, and you'll want to thread that on the 2 wires you've just put on. So you have that. And this will form the bottom of the template. Now you want to take 2 more wires and basically do the same thing as you did with the other 2, but make sure it's pressed right up against the beads you've just put on, like that. And twist it around again. I think I was doing it differently each time, like how I put them on. But yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to flatten the wire a bit with some pliers. And this time I've put that bead on first, and then the bottom beads second. It really doesn't matter what order you do them in, as long as you've got them beads on before you add the next set of wires. And you want to do this around 9 times until you reach the end of the twisted wire. So it's kind of fun, I guess, doing this part. Yep, more threading. Don't worry if it's a little bit like the wire isn't straight. As you can see, mine's a bit wobbly, but it will sort itself out when we're on later steps. So as you can see, I've gotten to the end of the wire, and I'm just checking here. Seeing what's going on. And on the other end, I'm putting 4 beads on. So I've put 4 beads on either end, now that I'm at the end of it, of the base wire. And now I'm going to attach the 2 pieces by putting the extra length of wire through the little loop. And I'm going to start bending this around, as you can see, and then I cut it. So there should be 9 things on there now, and this is your 10th set of wires. So all 20 wires should be on at this point. I guess I was trying to see if I could like thread it through the loop as well, but then that didn't work, so I just tied it on like everything else. It should look like that, or the same. And you just want to put the crystal bead on there, and you should have something that looks like that. Don't worry if it's a little bit misshapen. Again, it's just beads threaded on wire. You can move it. You want to take your round beads and thread them on the exact same way you did the crystal ones. So this is going on both wires. You want to do that for all 10 wires you should have 10 poking up. So you've basically repeated the pattern 10 times, or the template. And as you can see, I'm trying to make it more circle shaped. And it fell over. Here's me just showing on my other crown. As you can see, we've basically done the base of the crown at this point. Now you want to take the same beads you used for the base wire, and you want to put these on each single wire, so there's not any like double wires going in the beads. They will have the separate wire bead thing. Anyway, you have eyes, you can see. I'm bad at explaining, so just watch. So yeah, you should have 20 beads on there. 20 of those beads. Yes, lovely. And you want to take your round beads again. And you want to do the same thing and put 2 round beads on each wire. And then you want to grab the wire next to it, because this will form the first arch, I think it would be. So yeah, you want to put 2 beads on that side. Also, you need to make sure that your beads, like all the beads you're using, can thread through 2 bits of wire at a time. So you want to grab those 2 bits and twist them together. I think I struggled a little bit because I made my crown in March, so I was kind of, whilst recording, I was trying to kind of remember what I did. But yeah, you should end up with that shape. I'd suggest twisting it around 2 or 3 times and then straighten it. And you want to put 2 beads on those. And this is why I said earlier, make sure all your beads can fit like 2 bits of wire in them. And yeah, you should end up with that. And you want to repeat that 10 times for the rest of the crown. Twist it and put more beads on it. More twisting. Lovely. Oh, it also doesn't matter what kind of beads you use as well. They can either be like plastic or wooden. The ones I was using were plastic and wooden. And we're almost done. I don't know why I included all this footage. Who knows? Oh look, we're done. So you should end up with that shape. Now you want to split the wires apart and put 3. Yes, 3. 3 beads on each individual wire. So separate that one and put 3 beads on that one, and we're gonna twist them together like we did on the last step. So twist them together. Don't try to not do as many twists, like do around 1 or 2 if you can. I did 2. Then thread those. And continue it for the entire crown. You may be seeing a pattern here. But yeah. And here's the last one. Twist. And wow. Starting to look a bit like a crown, right? And you can go around and sort its shape out a bit, as I'm doing here. Now is a good time to try and sort the shape out because the majority of the crown is complete. What you want to do now is twist 1 wire down around the middle of the crown. So pull it out of that side. So you should have that. And you're gonna want to clip that part. Yep. And clip it. Lovely. And the introduction to the oval beads. Yes. I'm not really sure what they're called, but you know, they're oval shaped. And you want to clip all of them. So you're pretty much just repeating the same step 10 times around the entirety of the crown. I failed to open super glue there, but I'll work with it. And you want to just glue those beads on. You can use hot glue for this. I just thought that super glue would be easier. But super glue wasn't that great for the rest of the project. Now you want to straighten out these top pieces. Get your round bead and thread one of those on. And this is why I said don't twist it too many times, else it will look weird when you're doing this step. Put one of those beads on, and then you want to get a crystal one and measure it, and then cut the wire. And you want to repeat this step 10 times again. So if you do end up making this crown, please tag me in it on Twitter or Instagram. Those will be in the description. Now we want to put the crystal beads on. Use glue glue those on. I did try super glue, but super glue just didn't really work, so yeah. As you can see, beautiful. It's now complete. You just have to make sure it's all good. Then you spray paint it. Be careful on this one. I should have used more paper, but oh well. Make sure to get all sides of it. Now you want to take your Shreddies box, or any kind of cereal box, any kind of box that is like that. We're going to be making the bat wings now. As you can see, bat wing. And we're going to start by just straight up drawing a bat wing on the paper. Paper? Cardboard. I am too tired. You could probably tell. But yeah, you want to draw your bat wing. Lovely bat wing. Everything's lovely in this video, apparently. Once you have that drawn out, you want to cut it out. Like so. Oh, you can also see my little squeaky thing at the top right. I forgot to take it out of shot when I was filming. I just really wanted to get this video out. Okay, once you have that, great batwing, you want to trace another one with that side facing up. So trace it. Now what you want to do is flip it so the printed side is facing upward, and you want to trace it and then trace it again. So you should have 4 bat wings in total, 2 pointing left and 2 pointing right. You want to plug in your glue gun at this point as well and cut those out. Lovely bat wings. Okay, you want to lay them out like that. And take those two, and you're gonna glue them together so the printed or the outside part of the cereal box is on the inside. So yeah, you can see the printed side should be on the inside, and you want to glue those together. Make sure that there's no gaps like that. As you can see, I'm filling them in, and I'm going to trim those bits of glue down as well, as I'm doing there. You want these to be sturdy, and that there should be no gap in between them. Do the same for the other ones. And you should have that. And cut any pieces down that don't match the other. Now you want to take your paint your base colour should be the colour that you want your wings to be. Mine are going to be black, so I'm going to be painting them black. Now the next step may be a little bit confusing, but you want to take a colour that is either lighter or darker than your base colour. So if your base colour is a very light colour, use one that's darker, and if your base colour is very dark, use a light colour. So as you can see, I've made a grey, and I'll be drawing an arch from the corner down to the little wing spikes, like that. You can kind of see it. And then I'm adding a bit of white to it, and then I'm going to be blending that out. So it needs to be all blurred. And then I'm doing the same, but for the other one. Blur that out. Blend it. And do it for the arch. Now I'm just taking white and I'm drawing very thin lines on the arches. I say thin, that didn't look very thin. And then you're going to want to blend it, but go in the same direction. Go in the direction of the arch to blend it, and you should have that. And you want to repeat that on the other wing too. Lovely. And spray paint your crown again. Yeah, it took a lot of coats. And then go back inside to paint the other side of your bat's wings. Wow, that palette moved a lot. Yeah, just paint them. And put paint on the edges. You don't really want any of the cardboard to show through. So we're done there. Remember to spray paint the underside of your crown too. And then once everything's dry, you can glue the crowns on. The wings. I'm so tired. So yeah, you want to glue it onto the bit that I just pointed to. And then you want to glue it onto the opposite side. And there you go. Your crown is now complete. You can glue a headband to it, you can put hair clips on it, just anything that you need to attach it to your head temporarily. Yeah, there we go.